helmet of the week.
Yeah.
So do you want to introduce?
Yeah, so we've kind of thrown ourselves under the bus this week, Shea, because we are technically included in this demographic.
This is true.
So, helmet of the week is Gen Z.
Yeah, which is people born of a certain age, but I mean, you can go into the stats, specific stats, but we are included in that.
So, Gen Z, I think, is people that were born from the kind of mid to late 90s, anywhere up to kind of like the mid 2010s.
Right, okay.
So, kind of like...
So, from like 30?
So, like just below
years
30 up to about, I don't know, 10, 12.
Yeah.
So, it encompasses a lot of people.
Yeah. And the helmet of the week, because essentially this story boils down to we were watching a documentary in the week about the Commandos.
Yeah, so we were watching
early Commandos.
So we were watching a documentary which is available on YouTube if you want to watch it, called Jeremy Clarkson's The Greatest Raid of All. It's about an early commando raid on the Saint-Nazaire U-boat pens and dry dock in Brittany.
Yeah.
It kind of chronicles the arduous journey of planning the mission, undertaking it. But what came to light while we were watching it is just how fucking nails that generation was compared to us.
Yeah.
Effectively.
Because effectively those people were normal people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Up to a point. But they were normal people, just pulled off the street or pulled out of the forces and just said, yeah, you're going to do something insane, you know, in terms of your physical capability, whatever. And it goes into a little bit of what they did just for their training exercises.
Yeah.
Just for mental distance, speed marches with weight, kind of live firing exercises. These kind of things that just would never happen now. Like doing, what was it they said, was like 60 miles.
Yeah, so I've got the stats here. So
yeah.
this is in like the early 1940s, in like the infancy of the Commandos. Yeah. And these guys were drafted from regular army units. Mm. So you basically volunteered. So which takes a certain character in itself.
True. Yeah.
But okay, so speed marching became the backbone of the training for the Commandos.
As it still is.
And it quickly escalated, as is the competitive nature of these people.
Yeah, so they were competing between units to see who could go the furthest, the fastest, who could get the most ridiculous statistics going on, basically.
Yeah, so Jeremy Clarkson reeled off some of the speed marching stats. So one unit marched 63 miles in 19 hours, which is mental.
Insane.
One unit marched 53 miles from Harlech in Wales to the Snowdon summit and then down again in 17 hours.
That's ridiculous.
And all whilst carrying 60 pounds of kit, by the way.
Yeah.
They're not just doing this body weight.
Yeah. And also, a point to note is the kit and equipment they will have to have been dealing with do those. Like the shittest boots in the world, the mega heavy, uncomfortable, whatever, like pieces of wood on your feet, basically. The shittest backpack in the world. Like, lads now complain about the backpack, the Bergens they get given, which aren't great, but they're fucking a damn sight better than they were back then. And we're not asked to do anything near as mental as that. And so it just sort of brought to light. We both looked at each other when they said these things and we were like, that today would be like worthy of athlete status. Probably past that.
You'd be David Goggins if you were doing that on the regular today.
And these are just regular blokes who've been pulled out of the army. Everyone could do it. No one complained about it. Everyone just got on with it. Okay, right. Our 4-2 have done 53 miles. Sam, we'll go do 55.
Yeah, it's absolutely mental. And like you said, we're not saft.
No.
By any stretch of the imagination. And even we were taken aback. Like, I don't think I could do that.
Well, yeah.
That is nails.
No chance, mate. Having done a marathon recently.
Yeah.
I think you double it, add weight, and run it.
And that just becomes the daily norm.
Yeah, exactly.
And it should be said as well that as if the speed marching regime wasn't bad enough, these guys actually trained with live ammunition and artillery, which again was mental because there was some great kind of archive footage that they used of these guys on like an exercise, literally just getting mortared by their own training team.
Yeah, literally. Well, you do live training exercises now, right? But you're the only person firing the live ammunition. So you're firing live ammunition at a target, right? They were firing live ammunition, but getting fucking ammunition fired over their heads, getting mortars dropped. There's a point in that documentary, right, on that clip you mentioned, where a bloke literally gets blown up.
yeah.
In a fucking training exercise.
And they're doing regains over like live machine gun fire as well. So it's like an added layer of jeopardy to your regain, because if you fall from the rope, you'll get sliced in half by a bullet.
Yeah, you won't just get wet, you'll get killed. So a little bit more of more at stake there. But yeah, I mean, it just exemplified really how crazy that generation were in terms of this stiff upper lip, proper just get on with it. Right, we've got to go to war, so no worries. No one complained, everyone got on with it. Nowadays, it's complete antithesis of that, isn't it? So everyone complains about everything. Everyone's got everything mega easy. You can just have whatever you want straight away. There's like instant gratification going on.
I was going to say, well, like you said, so going back to the David Goggins analogy, if you were cracking out that much fizz on the daily, you'd be smashing reels, you'd be an influencer, do you know what I mean? Like these guys were just doing it because they'd been told to do it. Yeah. There was no instant gratification for them. Like
exactly, yeah, they weren't posting their workout on. No. There was no Strava, right? You can't track their pace or anything, or track their heart rate or whatever. All this Gucci stuff we've got now didn't exist. And like I say, it just sort of shows you how the gulf between, I think, that generation and our generation. And I think they say at the end of that documentary, because throughout the documentary they're interviewing members of the Commandos back then, and the people actually went on the raid.
Yeah, because this documentary is about 20 years old now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So some of the veterans were still alive, which is quite good because you obviously get their first-hand perspective, yeah.
And you can see how humble they are about things. They're just like, oh yeah, it was a normal day. And that raid is just ridiculous. The plan they go through is just insane. It's like a suicide mission, and they were like, yeah, Sam, next thing. But they actually say, because they're kind of aware when they're reeling it back that it's a bit mental. They're like, yeah, but I think people of today, if that came about now, if they were asked to do it, they would step up and do it. I disagree with that.
Well, we don't know, do we? But I mean,
know.
I'm not a betting man, but I wouldn't put a tenner on our generation to do that.
No, you'd have a lot more people pulling the pacifist card, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because I mean, we haven't even had obviously conscription since
1963.
1960s, yeah.
He knows the stats. But yeah, that's Helmet of the Week anyway. Gen Z, book your ideas up.
Yeah. Go and do a 53-mile speed march on the weekend.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that clip.
If you want to see the full conversation, then head to the top link in the description.